People who have said no to the barber when they asked if their haircut looked good. What's your story? I asked for a skin fade that tapers into what I have on top. She went down to skin all the way up. Told her this isn't what I asked for. She got snarky and said I needed to be clearer next time. I paid the bill after she shortened the top to better match the now bald sides of my head. I may not know all the names for barber equipment, but I've been getting this haircut for years and literally everyone but her was able to produce what I requested. I had a really uneven trim with a couple of bald patches in it once, so I just asked the barber to shave my head completely and I'd start over from zero. He tried to charge me for both haircuts, but I refused to double dip. I wanted a buzz cut. She was not willing to cut off that much hair, assuming I'd be upset and get angry. 7 times she trimmed off a millimeter and asked me if it was okay. I went out, bought myself a pair of clippers, had a buzzed head in about 12 minutes, and have not been back to barber since. She shaved my sideburns up to about 1.5 inches above my ear. I didn't say anything, just sat there looking pissed. She goes, "It'll look good if you put some gel in it." I went up front to pay, thought about not paying, paid anyway. 4 people got up and left behind me who were waiting. Never again, Mr. Kurtz. Never again. Edit. I had to wear a beanie for a month during a hot summer in GA until they grew back. A baseball cap wouldn't cut it. My boss was against me wearing a beanie at work initially until I took it off. Had a barber offer a hot towel shave at the end of my haircut because he was trying to kill a few extra minutes before he clocked out without having to take another waiting customer. Barber used a Mach 3 razor and absolutely butchered my face. Halfway through the shave, people just kept staring at me with blood running down my face while the barber was packing some cornstarch bullshit in the scrapes cuts. He said, "Wow, you have really sensitive skin," and I replied, "Most skin is sensitive when you effing remove it with a razor." I just pulled the towel off and walked out of the shop, bloody, half shaved and fully pissed off. My brother thought I got jumped on my way, there was so much blood on my shirt neck. Best part is, I only got the haircut for professional headshots being taken the next day. Yeah, that didn't happen. Shitty part is, guy was my go-to barber for a few years. Haven't been back since. Edit, a word. I chose a new style that, as it turns out, I didn't like how it looked on me upon completion. No fault of his, I just didn't like what I chose. Didn't really fit me like I thought it would. I had him shave it bald and had him try something else several months later. Much better. I'll still have him experiment from time to time, even be his guinea pig for something he wants to try. I'm someone who hates bangs. They don't look nice on me and they annoyingly tickle my forehead. Every time I meet my barber she keeps insisting on giving me bangs and I always say no, and it clearly pisses her off until one time she accidentally cut a chunk of my front hair and would have to give me bangs to make it look good now. I knew she did it in purpose cause she was playing with my front hair for a bit before suddenly making the cut. That was the last time I went to her. Thankfully my current barber agrees with me that bangs aren't my style. I once was in the seat next to a guy who said, "Yeah, it's fine, thank you." When he stood up and turned around I could clearly see his anger in the reflection of the mirror. It wasn't a haircut but a blowout. A simple blowout. I was on an anniversary vacation and I wanted to treat myself to a blowout. It was $25. We were staying in an ISIN and I called the recommended salon and booked an appointment. This is a very small town in a place far, far away. The brand new girl was doing it and she had no idea how to do a blowout. I have had them before and she was clueless. I debated what to say and when she turned me around she asked me if I liked it and said no. She called the manager over, might have been owner, and the owner started to argue with me that stylists have their own style to do blowouts. The manager redid my blowout in one stroke 3 of the time and she did it right. The new girl checked me out and I told her that it was the manager's duty to train her and the manager was at fault. I asked her not to feel bad but to demand to be trained so that she could become as great as she wanted to be. I paid the bill of $25 and tipped the new girl $15. That poor new girl was not equipped and was not being supported. I hope she continued and asked for her training. My hairdresser and I had a pretty good relationship, and I had short hair that I wasn't emotional about, so she asked if she could just go wild and surprise me. When I saw the result, I'd ended up with a weird uneven pixie cut. I told her that it was very cool, but would be too difficult to maintain every day, so could she please cut it down to a regular hairstyle. She redid the cut uncomplainingly, and I walked out happy. 16 years old and just about to get my DM. Go to the salon to get my hair cut nice for the picture. Instead of feathering my hair, I know I'm dating myself here. The stylist gives me a spiky buzz cut on top. I was so upset I just sat in her chair and cried. Way too short to fix. It was truly awful. Stylist gets offended and starts giving all these excuses. I just paid and left hiding my hair the best I could. For the next couple months I wore out of hats. Not me, but my dad. Went to get our hair cut before a soccer game back when I was about 12. Got mine first, was fine. Sat down while Dad got his hair cut. Cue the barber doing the usual, holding the mirror asking if everything looks good. My dad sits still for a minute quietly and says sternly, "That's the worst effing haircut I've ever had in my effing life." Everyone just sat there for what seemed like 10 minutes before we just got up and walked out. Nothing else was said. I was beyond effing embarrassed, and the haircut seemed like the same effing haircut my dad had gotten since 1980, no better or worse. Still not sure if he just did it to avoid paying, which would be very likely, but he maintains to this day. It was a reffing terrible haircut. When I was a young teen, 15 or 16, I had hair down to my belly button. I wanted it cut to my collarbone because my hair is thick and hard to take care of. My normal hairdresser was delayed into our appointment due to one of the dyeing hair things breaking and the other being taken, so I was paired with a different one. This girl couldn't do an even cut. She kept trying. So she kept cutting so one side would be 3+ inches longer than the other. I watched in the mirror in horror, speechless. She eventually sees my face and goes to get my normal hairdresser. My normal hairdresser just gives me a sad look and says she has to even me out and that she was sorry. She had to cut it to my ears. She didn't ask if I like it. She just said I didn't have to pay. My eyes were watering by that point. It was horrible. Never went back. I am huge about supporting people starting out, small home businesses, etc. A girl who is a few years older than me and I've known since childhood. Our parents are friends. Went to hair school. I'd seen some of her work, and she had done salon stuff for me before. Eyebrow waxing, etc. So I thought, hey, a simple haircut is all I need. I'm not picky, just want it shorter. I'm also blind as a bat without my glasses, so I cannot see what's going on when a hairdresser starts. I requested it be no shorter than my shoulders, no longer than my collarbones. I noticed she was taking a while and things were feeling breezy, so I asked if she was almost done. Yup, for short chin length. I looked like a mushroom. She asked for $40. I said it wasn't even worth that. It takes a lot to make me upset at a haircut. I've accepted my whole life that I have horrible hair, fine texture, lots of it, dead straight except for the new baby hairs which insist on curling no matter what, ugly color. I didn't even care if it was even, I just needed it shorter. Sobbed when I got her. My hair is pretty short, so there's not much to mess up. I get it cut often cause my hair grows thick and I have to maintain it for the military, so I tend to go wherever I can getting quick and cheap. I like it really short on the sides, like if LaCroix cut hair, that level of hair to scalp ratio. Just a hint. But the last time, I was out of state and stopped by a rinky-dink little barber shop. After I got it cut, the lady flipped me around to look in the mirror. I was facing away, and it looked like almost none was cut off. So I asked her to cut more, and she reluctantly agreed. Once again it was way too long. So finally I just told her just cut it all off, because now I was not only fed up with my thick hair, but my haircut experience. Finished up and left. I still left with it longer than I normally like it. I go to a place near my work. It's the standard barber shop staffed by Vietnamese people. I've been going there for years and they are very nice. There is one guy who works there and he is great. I always use him. even if I have to wait. One day I was in a hurry, had no time to wait, so I elected to have one of the girls cut my hair. Well, she didn't do it right and it looked awful. I told her, it's not working. So I had her get the clippers out and told her to shave my entire head at once so I could reset my hair.